I'm Lindsey Sauerwein. I am the rabbit manager and the garden manager at White Oak Pastures. We are here in the garden in our rabbitat, which is a 20 by 20 space with no wire on the bottom, and it has a couple of panels on the outside to kind of double up, keep the rabbits from getting out. But we've had rabbits out here now for about a month and a half, and so far so good. We made one breakout, but other than that, things have been going really well. Rabbits will exercise their natural behaviors, dig and frolic and sleep. They'll get moved every 5 days, and so you can see they got moved about 3 days ago. So they've done some pretty good work here in this area, and it's definitely a much nicer environment than having them in, elevated crates the way conventional rabbit farming is typically done. So out here, typical daily chores involve, coming out, feeding, checking water, and then, every about 5 to 7 days, depending on, the status of the land, we'll move them onto fresh pasture, and then they'll have access to, any new grasses and forage. So the rabbits are fed a primarily alfalfa-based pellet feed, all non-GMO. They're fed that ration daily, and then they're also fed hay, any kind of forage that we have out in the fields. So in the winter, it'll be ryegrass. In the summer, it'll be our different summer grasses and forages. And typically, given that these rabbits are in the garden, we'll also provide them with any of the less marketable vegetables, anything with spots, anything that's gotten eaten by a worm. The rabbits do not care, so they'll happily eat any of the cucumbers and tomatoes, cantaloupes, watermelons that we can't sell, and they love it. They love eating any of the organic vegetables we have out here. I haven't found one that they don't like yet. The rabbitat has a water system that's hooked up to a hose line, and we've insulated all of the kind of conventional water line tubes that they would typically use in a kind of crated rabbit setup, and we've just insulated them with PVC pipe so the rabbits can't get at the hose line, which they love to chew, and we just have a hose connection hooked up to it, and the rabbits get nice cold water. About 10 waterers in here for 30 rabbits, so they have a ton more access to water. And I think it's been really beneficial because we get some pretty hot summers here in Georgia, and they like to drink a lot of water. For such a small animal, they actually drink a tremendous amount of water, so it's really important to set the water lines up correctly and to give them nice cool fresh water. Rabbits are really beneficial for a kind of holistic management of the land, especially here in the vegetable garden. Rabbit manure has the highest nitrogen content of any livestock. I think it's about 2.4%, whereas chicken manure, which is typically used, has about 1% nitrogen. And the rabbit manure is also considered cold, so you can add it directly to your vegetable bed and then plant it into it, and it won't harm your vegetables. So we will use that, and then so this area is where the rabbits are grazing now. We don't have vegetables currently planted on it, but maybe a year or two down the line, we will create some beds in this area, and so we're feeding the soil by putting the rabbits down here. So currently our rabbit model is a hybrid model, so we do breed mostly still in elevated crates, and then about at 5 weeks the kits will go to pasture, and then they'll live out the rest of their time on pasture. This model is my first prototype. The rabbitat, it's given the rabbits a lot larger space for pasture, and I can fit about 30 to 35 rabbits in here. We also had been using tractors, so typical kind of rabbit tractors, And in those, they were about 4x8 space, and we could fit about 10 rabbits in there, moving them on a more frequent basis. They would get moved, every other day when they were younger, and as they get older and they impact the land more, then we start to move them every day until we take them to processing. Our goal is to try to move our model to full pasture based. So I've been playing around with trying to breed rabbits in the field tractors and to still be able to move them. So that's a work in progress, and that's something that I'd really like to continue to do going forward, and trying to figure out, how to breed rabbits at a larger scale, but like fully on pasture. It's not something we've cracked yet, but it's something that we're working towards.